Hey, welcome back to the Signature Movement. It's your girl Tanya D. Floyd. I'm out here in these streets, actually waiting on this bus. But something happened today that made me realize that I gotta reinvent myself again. Maybe not that. Maybe not that extreme, but I gotta do something. So here's the thing. I've been thinking about my real estate life and how to work it the way I want to work it, because traditionally it's not worked this way at all. And here I go again, always trying to do something different and be somebody other than everybody else out there in that lane, right? What am I saying? What am I talking about? Okay, so I am a licensed real estate agent, right? When you get your license, you go on the Department of Labor and what is it? DLLR, whatever, Maryland Real Estate Commission website, blah, blah, blah. And you choose between broker and salesperson. I am a licensed real estate salesperson by license title, right? Salesperson. I run a business that produces custom goods and custom renovations and custom different things, but I am a salesperson, right? Because I have to get people to purchase my services and my products, right? I'm a salesperson. No way around it. Everything I do in my life, I'm a salesperson. I'm trying to get somebody to do something, come get something from me for some money, basically, right? But I refuse. I absolutely flat out refuse to be a salesperson. I cannot stand salespersons. I don't like the way people come off when they're trying to get you to buy something. I got two email addresses full of crap right now from people trying to get me to buy stuff. I don't like it. I don't want it. It's too much. I don't want to see it all the time. I don't want no text message blast where you be like, oh, hey, Tanya, it's so-and-so. You ready to buy or sell your house? I'm an agent myself. Why would I try to buy myself or sell my house with you? But whoever got my name forgot that I was a salesperson too, because all they want to do is stack their list of names and keep contacting people over and over and over, because that's how you stay in their view. And they be like, well, if I'm ready to buy or sell, I'm gonna call you. But I realized from studying people's habits, that's not really how they pick us. They don't just be like, oh, I got a magazine from Tanya and I'll pick her. They gotta be somebody you already know, or somebody who referred you to somebody you already know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody they know referred them to you. That's how I get most of my renovation business, is referrals. I have never renovated anything for a stranger yet. It's always somebody who knows somebody who told them about me. But that's how I like to run all of my businesses. Like, I wouldn't mind if strangers called me and said, "Bake me this cake." That happens all the time. Go on Google, they find me in the area that they trying to deliver to, and I deliver, and they be like, "Look, my sister needs some cookies," and then I keep them, because every time their sister, their nephew, their niece, or the husband or somebody needs something, they call me because I'm in the area and because I delivered and it was good, and they said they loved it so much, so they're gonna send it again, right? Or they're gonna send it to somebody new next time, because they just know how I do now. But I've been thinking for the last few minutes about what it is that I would like to call myself and how I would like to describe myself to potential customers. I facilitate. I do. I advocate. I really do. When it's time for us to do your renovation, if it's not a small space that I'm doing by myself that I can do in one day, if it's a major, refresh of some kind that involves tradespersons, I am your advocate. I am also your project manager, right? So I manage, I made it, it's 5 P's, okay? I am responsible for planning, personnel, purchasing, production, and presentation. When it's your project, I do all those things. And I say in my description online, when you hire me, we talk about your budget, we talk about what you want the end result to be, and then I want you to go sit down and not worry about nothing. AKA, go ahead and be quiet because I got this. I do. I do this. I know where to get all the stuff from. I know how to get you the best price. I know that I want you to have the best price because I don't want to spend a bunch of money on my own stuff. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on yours. It's just part of my advocate and facilitator role, right? I facilitate in a manner like, okay, so here's the thing. Salespeople, you can go window shopping for cars. Just walk through the car dealership. You just want to smell it. You want to see it. You want to plan for next year when you're ready to buy the car. But the people jump on you and they like, "Ooh, you want this, that, and the other. You can do it now. We can show you how to get into it right now. Give me $500 and it's yours. Walk on out of here today with it, right?" That's salespeople. I'm not that. I'm not doing that. I facilitate a more pleasant buying or service experience for you. That's what I do. I come along to help you to finish the process that you already want to begin. I come along after you've already decided this is what I need to do, but I don't really know the first thing about how to get started or how much this should cost or who I should hire or none of that. I facilitate all of that because I want your experience to be pleasant. I do not wish for people to go around struggling on the things that I am very good at. I would like for you to pay me to be very good at it and do it for you. And you can go sit down and have peace of mind that it's going to get done in the best time, with the best price, with the best people for the job. Facilitator, not a salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson. I am a licensed salesperson in the state of Maryland, absolutely, in the realm of real estate. However, I have trouble relating to other people like my mentor or my broker who all have the mentality of sell, sell, sell. And, the bottom line is if I'm not buying and selling homes for people, then I'm not making no money. Yeah, it's a real struggle for me over here making money because of the mentality that I have. But I don't, even though it's a struggle, I don't want to change my mentality or approach it differently because I think there's a lane for me with this. It's like, it's not really applicable, but kind of. You know how the Bible says, narrow is the road and cramped is the gate where the faithful people going to be. And then the broad and spacious road where all the people going to destruction. It's kind of like that. I know, it's a stretch, but it's kind of like that. Like, everybody over here trying to get this and that and the other and be out for themselves. I'm not. I want us both to love this thing because I love the areas that I work in. I love the results from the baking. I told you before, I ain't really keen on all the work that it takes sometimes, but I'm really keen on the product that I make and how the people receive it. I'm real excited about that part. I'm really excited about real estate. I really, really, really like the whole purchasing and procurement part because finding that good price and then shopping for other people. I don't care who I'm shopping for. I like shopping. It's fun. It's great. It's so gratifying to buy stuff. It really is. And it's cute stuff. It's good stuff. It's structurally sound stuff. It's responsible stuff that I'm purchasing, right? So I feel good about that. I really enjoy Reveal Day because they finally get to see what I've been talking about all this time. Is this the school bus? I might have to pause you. Let me see. I think it's the other bus. That ain't our bus. But yeah, I like the whole process of planning your project and finding the things and then making it so that you be like, oh, okay, I see what you were saying. I like that. I see how you did this detail right there for me to work it. Da, 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 da. Yes, that's me. Facilitator, advocate. Advocate in the sense that, well, your contractor is a contractor. He don't follow all the rules that I follow and do all the detail stuff that I do. He not into the whole design. He gonna pick what's available for him to get his hands on. He gonna pick what he already got a stockpile of. He want to get rid of. He gonna pick, some beige stuff or some brown stuff, cause it's all over the place. You ain't gotta look real hard to find it or none of that. That's not his design. Ain't his thing. Contracting, construction work is his thing. Labor, putting down floors. What do you call it? Not masonry. Well, maybe that too. But what do you call the wood and stuff? Oh my God, the N word. See, I lose word every time I try it. Oh my god, every time I turn around. They call it millwork. Yes. The wood stuff. The oh my god, the trim and the borders and the this and that, the millwork. But anyway, they all got their specialties. But the point is, he's a contractor. He does construction. He does plumbing or electrical or HVAC or whatever he do. But design is a very specific practice for people who care about style, okay, and function. Building, that's what they do. Don't hire a contractor and ask them to design it for you. It ain't gonna be like what you need and want at the same time. But me, facilitate a very lovely experience, giving you what you need, what you want, what you didn't know you needed, what you didn't know what you wanted, and all of that for what you can afford. That's me, facilitator. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not gonna pick up the salesperson's mentality mantra or none of that because I don't think that's how it's supposed to be done. So if you want some personalized services and custom things, go ahead and call me. That's what I do. Is this my school bus? No, that ain't it either. Those big kids. So anyway, I'm sorry I keep interrupting y'all, but I'm waiting for the bus, obviously. But yeah, I got a problem because the people keep talking to me like today. I was talking to this one broker, and she was like giving me tips on how to, get some new clients and da. And she basically said all the stuff I've heard before, but she also said something to the effect that I can help my customers by renovating the property for them and letting them know that they don't have to stay there. They don't have to renovate it for them to stay in it. They can renovate it and sell it for a good price, and then I can help them find a new house. That would be a wonderful commission month for me, let me tell you. I renovate it and then list their house and then help them find a new house. Oh my God, all my problems will be solved that month. In that 1 month, all my problems would be solved. You hear me? All of my problems would be solved if I could renovate a property, get them to sell it, and then help them find a new home too. But in this market, that would be just rude and disrespectful for me to do, because unless you already wanted to sell your house, it's going to be hard as hell getting the price you want and getting the house you want for the price you want it without having to renovate that too. So, oh my God, I feel where she's coming from. It would solve all of my problems and send me on vacation if I could renovate it, get them to sell it, help them buy a new house, and then renovate that one too. Jesus, the numbers will be off the charts for me, but I'm not a salesperson. And even though it sounded real good to me, I would not feel good about that commission for that month, even though it would solve all of my financial problems. It's not what I want for the people. I don't think that's what anybody should have to do unless that's already what they wanted to do. I don't want them to be like, I manipulated them into getting a 7% interest rate when they had 3 on their old house, just so they can go, oh, what, you want to get rid of the stairs in your house, you want to live in a rancher? Well, why can't I renovate your house, the one you already want and like, and got the nice HOA payments and taxes and everything that you already used to? Why can't I just make that one more comfortable for you to live in? Or maybe put your master on the first floor for you, or maybe, get you a tenant in the basement or something. I don't know what your plans would be, but I work for the people. I don't work for money, if that makes any sense. See, breaking all the salesperson rules, Jesus. But yeah, that's my problem. That's why I'm not getting ahead in real estate, because I'm not about just find houses to sell and find people to buy houses. First of all, buyers get on my nerves. I gotta be honest. First time buyers get on my last nerve. I retired from that. I'm not representing first time buyers. No, I'm just not gonna be able to do that, because first of all, they don't listen. Second of all, they don't ever believe nothing you tell them when they fake like they listening. And third of all, they want way too much for the little bit of money that they got, and then they don't like to have to come up with more money because we first time buyers, we really don't have a lot of money. We came in FHA, so we want that specific interest rate and we want that low down payment. That tells me off the bat you can't do no whole bunch of maneuvering at this negotiation table, and other than waiving all your contingencies, which means probably going in with no home inspection, you're not gonna be able to compete with the people out here who got the money. Yeah, you gonna say waive the inspection, but in a month when your roof fall in or the ceiling is saturated, you're gonna be mad at Tanya. I'm gonna pass, cause they don't listen. That's it. They don't listen. Every first time buyer I've ever worked with, they want to see every house because they get the bug. After the first 3 houses, they got a bug. They be like, "Oh, I want to see more. I want to see more," but they forget the goal is to find the one you want to live in, not just to see what's out there. You want to go see what's out there? Look online. Then call me. We're gonna make a list. We're gonna get a short list, and we're gonna find out which ones work for you. But they don't like that. They get mad at me because it's like I'm trying to hold them back, and any other agent would just give them what they asked for. We got a plan here. I got time. You got time. I'm not getting paid for none of this until you close. So if I look at 30 houses that I know ain't gonna never work for you, I just wasted all my time for what? So you can feel better about me? I'm a pass. I'm very goal oriented. The goal is to find the house that you're gonna live in, the one that you want to buy, and have a 7% interest rate, because that monthly note gonna be outrageous. And I need you to know that when you make this house commitment, the commitment to buy the house, I don't want you to keep thinking about a 30-year plan, a 30-year, I'm going to do this for 30 years. Ain't nobody paying the same mortgage for 30 years. Not now. You're the 5-year plan. You want to buy a house today with a crappy interest rate, whenever they come down, they'll come down. Yeah, somebody called me. But what you want to do is refinance that sucker as soon as the interest rate come below 5% immediately. Yeah. And there's a couple other things you could probably do if you can't afford that payment after a while. We can work on that if it's a problem. But no, you want to get the interest rate down, and you're going to change that mortgage payment a few times over the course of 10 years. So don't be... Everybody always talk about that. You get this house for 30 years. Don't nobody keep houses for 30 years. And if they do, they don't keep the same payment for more than 5. And if they do, they don't keep the same car and the car payment. You know how people trade in cars? It's the same. Everybody want to get a new first-time buyer house. That's a starter home. It ain't a forever home. I keep telling my first-time buyers that too. When you out here looking, I don't want you to look for your forever home. I want you to look for your first-time buyer home. The one that you get in just to get the experience, and you got enough space for you to do all the things you want to do and have all the parties you might want to have, and then you go look for your next house in 5 years. We can do that together also. But we're not talking that whole crazy, ridiculous, we're going to get you into this $2,600 mortgage for 30 years. You're not paying that for 30 years. You're going to refinance. You're going to get a better payment. You're going to stretch it out. Whatever you got to do. But even if they tell you got to pay on this house for 40 years because you refinanced it, so what? You still ain't going to keep it for 40 years. Stop. Just stop. But here I go. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a facilitator. I'm an advocate. I'm an educator. Talk to me about real estate all day long. I will educate you on your market, where you live, where you want to live. I will tell you all the best things you could possibly do for your situation financially based on what you tell me. However, I will never convince you to do something that you did not think you wanted to do when you first walked in and started talking to me. That's not the kind of real estate person I would like to be. So, I am a professional. I am an expert in a few things, but I'm not a salesperson. And therefore, I struggle. But I'm going to count it all joy, because the Lord appreciates that I am not manipulating people or selling them dreams that they can't afford just so I can get my bottom line to be what I wanted to be every month. God, out here sacrificing that stuff. Jesus, could you imagine? You can't imagine. But let's just say I was doing a $40,000 renovation, finishing a basement on a house, and then I got them to sell that house in Maryland, in whatever area, for $450. What's that commission? What's 3% of that? Let's just say it's 3% of that. Because since I'm doing all this other stuff, I could probably argue for a higher commission on selling that house, and the seller will probably like it because I'm just taking over and doing all these things that they don't have to stress about. But let's just say 3% of the 450 sale. Then let's talk about how I can help you find your next house for 400,000, and the 3% on that commission. And then let's say there's a couple of things in there you hate. You don't like the bathroom and the kitchen. So let's say another $30,000 for doing that renovation. All my problems solved in 1 month. But I ain't built like that, so I'm gonna stop thinking about the money that the devil want me to focus on, and I'm gonna focus on how I wake up every single morning with AC. Yeah, it's hot again. I wake up with AC. I wake up with breakfast options. I wake up with clean clothes to wear and laundry in the basement if I don't have clean clothes to wear. I wake up with a residence that belongs to me. I wake up with my taxes paid. I wake up with my cell phone working, my car working. I wake up with my children smiling, my grandchildren smiling, laughing, walking around with options on what they gonna eat because they got picky diets. I wake up with my dog who loves me. Even my mascot bunny in the basement who likes to see me coming, but she would prefer if I did it with food. And I have businesses that could potentially save me when I get into another hole or dig me out of this one. Just gotta find the right clientele on the right day. And there it is. I have everything I need today. I will not sell somebody out just so that I can solve all my problems. But I will facilitate your project. I will advocate for you. I will make sure you are taken care of and that you're grateful at the end and you go, I'm going to tell somebody about you. That's what I want. So yeah, if you somebody like that or if you know somebody like that, makesignaturemoves.com. Hit me up. Look at my what do you call them? Not resources. What do you call them? When people, not referrals, what they call them? See, another word gone. What they call the things? References? Yeah. Check my references. I do good work. Toodles.